should really compromise. Going so much faster we've ever gone before. Bigger is better, this whole damn town is never bored. And I am holding up a match, it's kinda like my life. Slow me down, slow me down, slow me down.
This journey is one of exploration and discovery. Our vehicle to the unknown is the Whitewater Kayak, and our road to enlightenment, the river. We explore this world, interacting with all the forms of life that thrive along its banks, thanks to the flowing water. Our team of paddlers are friends from Canada, New Zealand, and England, who have come to the land of the midnight sun to kayak one of the most distinctive rivers in the world, the Slave. As North America's largest and most inspiring labyrinths of whitewater, the Slave River is much more than a thin blue line on a map. Located in Canada's north, on the border between Alberta and the Northwest Territories, this giant of a river has the second largest drainage area in North America, only after the Mississippi. Flows average 16 times that of the Colorado River and 4 times the amount of the Fraser. Its meandering path north to the Arctic Ocean is broken only by a 30-kilometer stretch of powerful whitewater. Here, the northwestern tip of the Canadian Shield's red granite rock divides the river into a complicated network of channels and rapids. The Slave can be up to 3.5 kilometers wide, or as narrow as a few hundred meters. There are 4 distinct sets of whitewater runs, each with its own unique character: Cassette, Pelican, Mountain, and the ominously named Rapids of the Drowned. These rapids are the only obstacle on the river's 2,000-mile journey from the prairies of Alberta to the Arctic Ocean, and a formidable one at that. The first known people of the region were the nomadic Slavey Indians, after whom fur traders named the Slave River and the Great Slave Lake. The early explorers, Stewart, Grant, LaRue, and Mackenzie, traveled these turbulent waters in search of a badly needed trade route to the north. They paved the way for the outposts of Fort Fitzgerald and Ft.Smith at either end of the wild water. Rather than risk the rapids, the traders deemed it safer to follow the ancient overland route of the Chippewan, Cree, and Slavey Indians, even though it meant hauling their supplies over a 175-foot ridge at Mountain Portage. The arduous, steep trail sometimes provided a little excitement when the scow or Chippewan skiff decided to race the men to the river. Today's explorers do things differently. They race to the river for excitement. Here at Mountain Rapids, the portage has come full circle. From the days of the early rivermen avoiding the rapids to the present-day kayakers hiking to the river, the portage has provided a link to calmer waters at either end. In the bay above the peninsula, the kayakers put on to the river. From there, they paddle down the rapids and back upriver, using a series of giant eddies known locally as elevators. There are many islands and channels within Mountain Rapids that provide kayakers a wide variety of paddling experiences. From the unnerving horizon line at Molly's Nipple and big wave surfing at Avalanche to a fun rodeo hole at Playground, this section of the Slave has it all. In the midst of these world-class rapids lies a collection of sacred and protected islands. They're the home and breeding ground of the only river-nesting white pelicans in the world. Mid-April, they flock here by the hundreds, breed and rear their young, until September, when they migrate south to the coasts of Florida and Mexico. The Slave River pelicans are unique in their ability to survive in this seemingly inhospitable place. In fact, they thrive because their home is hidden away in the maelstrom of these rapids, which protect them from predators and human disruption. Although this hasn't always been the case. In the 1970s, increased human intrusion by low-level helicopter flights and nesting site visitation led to a rapid decline in breeding numbers. Since then, designation of the islands as a wildlife sanctuary has allowed the birds to flourish. As kayakers, we respect the cohabitation we enjoy with these rare creatures and do not enter their island cluster. We instead paddle any of the other channels at mountain rapids and limit our presence as much as possible. The town of Ft.Smith is a historic center, which provides many of the administrative and academic services to the north. It is also the headquarters for Wood Buffalo National Park, the largest free-roaming bison herd in the world. Its residents enjoy summer days with 24-hour sunlight and spend every possible moment outdoors. The small community of paddlers and their friends enjoy the river, paddling, socializing, and basking in the high summer sun. These people also have a healthy respect for the slave, as Ft.Smith overlooks the rapids of the drowned. Early morning at the lookout evokes a haunting feeling that reminds us of the rivermen who traveled here before us. These rapids received their name after an accident involving 2 canoes and 5 doomed trappers. It was agreed that one group of paddlers would wait at the top, while the more experienced group went ahead to test the rapids. A single shot from a musket would indicate the channel was safe and to come ahead. The first group ran the rapids and barely escaped with their lives. Sadly, one of the men, unaware of this prearranged signal, shot a duck, thus sealing the fate of the 5 paddlers, who pushed off into the rapids and down to their deaths. The high stakes of paddling this river are never more clear than at Pelican Rapids. They are the largest of the 4, located about 8 kilometers upriver from Ft.Smith, and without a doubt, the most dangerous of them all. Here pelicans are present, but the rapid's defining feature is where the mountainous main channel of water flows with a thunderous raw power. With flows approaching 3,500 cubic meters per second, the slave creates the illusion you're on a lake, traveling at highway speeds. Kayaking this raging volume of water never loses its edge, as the wrong line could all too easily end in disaster. As Neil finds out, it's useless to swim once you're out of your boat. All you can do is hold your breath and search for your inner strength. After rescuing Neil from the river's grasp, Brock pulls him to safety on the stern of his boat.
I saw you, I got over to the left, you made it to the left, and all of a sudden, I see James giving the signal for a man down. James is going like this with the pedal going, oh my God. Anyway, there he was in the middle of the whirlpool with all the logs and the sticks going around and around. All you can see is like up there, up.
I was quite impressed that I actually bothered doing that. I didn't realise I had the strength. I apologise for throwing up all over your back as well. It wasn't that painful. It was the fact that you couldn't breathe that was the problem. It was like sitting at the bottom of a whirlpool with a boat in one hand and a paddle in the other. And you just see a big cone of water coming down, sort of cone of air coming down on top of you. So you can't breathe it or nothing. That was scary.
The slave was merciful today. All that was lost was a paddle and a bit of pride. Respect was given, and innocence taken away. The Slave River is a spiritual place. It connects us to the earth in a unique way. To surf its waves and play in its sun-drenched currents makes us realize we're in a special corner of the world, which few get to enjoy. We are ultimately reminded how important it is to keep our rivers clean, free and flowing, unimpeded by human design. Some believe that the river can be mastered, but as kayakers, each one of us knows we will always remain a slave to the river.
There was a week-long search for my body. A riverboat passenger spotted me off of Beale Street. The undertow had dragged me down on my tortured soul, left forever pounds, and I say, it's alright.